October 16th. We got 15 days until fucking Halloween. We got a live podcast from the 4 best-looking guys that have ever done comic podcasting.
It's a low bar.
What do you guys got going on tonight?
I drove home, took a long time from Orange County, and this is Shaun, and I'm just here to bullshit about comics and whatever card stuff and think about sports. Usually by the time we get there, I've been drinking, so I hop in whenever. How's everybody else doing tonight?
Oh, I tuned out of UD and headed over here to do this with you guys.
You did what?
I tuned out of UD.
Well, thanks
for defects. That's still going on, man.
We appreciate your listening and joining.
We appreciate you coming on.
I'm super excited. Panini Prism draft drop today, so that's pretty much the official start of basketball's card season.
Basketball card season.
I got a box at the LCS. I got to pick up. So
no, you told me a couple weeks back, or told us a couple weeks back. You made your local card store owner. You and him became buddies pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, we did. Since I started getting back into cards, I've been going over there, talking to him, and hanging out, man, and it's fun.
He treats you right, dude. Huh? Not like on pricing. I mean, do you mind paying the local guy price as opposed to maybe saving $15 on a box and waiting 3 days to get it from online? Or
yeah. That way I can build up a relationship with him, and if I can't get the product online, if it's real hot and he has it,
this is kind of off topic, but it's something that we haven't really discussed before on any podcast. Is what kind of person do you want to be when you're going into these card stores, shows, et cetera? There's guys like me who don't want to be there, but I have to be there because I want to get good comics and stuff. I don't like any of the people there, so I'm horrible. You got guys like Keith and Shaun and Joe. Those guys go in there and fucking sell you a ketchup popsicle. I can't do it. I can't do it.
In all honesty, though, I think the mediums are different. Like people like a sports fan can open a card store and they go walk in and they're like, oh, I want Acuna and like for an investment and stuff like that, and I want to buy his cards for my kid. And there's no comic store owner that's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's cool, man. But you walk into a comic store and be like, hey, what's number one my kid can collect so they're worth a bunch of money someday? And the comic owner will be like, not all of them, but some will be like, oh, that's cool. Just buy the comics. That's all that matters. And some of them will be like, well, it's not about that. It's about the writing and it's about the art, Like in baseball, in sports, it's not that at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, you're totally right, dude.
Yeah, it's just so I think that the baseball card guys are totally cool with you trying to invest. They're trying to sell at the market height of whatever that card is, so they're totally cool with it. And the same same with the guys that have like, you got your Vegas guys that are trying to take the guy from System of a Down, Torpedo Comics and stuff like that. Like, like now, don't be wrong. I've shopped in their stores, but I've never and talked to them at cons and stuff like that. I've been to the Vegas store. I haven't been to the Orange County store. Obviously, if you walk in and like, let's just say your comic store looks like my wall with like slabs, like obviously you're into the investment aspect, but like there's so many stores that just don't have like high-end books that just sell monthly, like weekly books. Those dudes are not into investing. You know what I mean?
I think that's where I became disenfranchised with what we're talking about and this is going to sound horrible, but and Joe can kind of verify with the stores. I knew more than the guys that own the stores in Oklahoma pretty fucking quick.
In comics?
Absolutely.
Are you just talking spec wise or what?
I'm just talking
in general.
When you go into a new store of any kind, like what kind of relationship are you trying to procure? Like me, I don't necessarily want to buddy up with a guy because that means it's a give and a take. I like just being able to go in semi-anonymously, buy what I want to, and get the fuck out. Because I found out the more you talk to the store owners, the more they realize you know what the fuck you're talking about, and then you're shooting yourself in the foot. Because when you start buying books, they start paying more attention. So I have found, now this is me. Now, like I said, there's guys like Keith and Joe and Shaun that are way more outgoing personalities and nicer human beings in general, and it benefits them. It does. But for me, I found out that the more I talk to people, the more it hinders kind of what I'm trying to do in my collecting.
I don't know. It's completely opposite in cards.
Yeah, dude. Like, I think like they're willing to just sell you whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you go into sports. Everybody knows everybody. Nothing gets past the card dealers.
Here's the thing, and I noticed this though. Like I have, and I know Shaun, I know all of us. There are books that I'm still so pissed at myself for selling because they meant something to me. And I think like baseball cards, like sure, like if my '89 Griffey Upper Decks, you know, the stuff that I opened when I was little, I never want to get rid of those cards. But if I open something right now, outside of my Steve Irwin card, everything I got for fucking sell it for the right price. Same was in comic books. I mean, there was a couple of things I would never sell, and I never sold them. But I mean, everything had a price in my collection.
Yeah, sports cards is more like a business, whereas comic books, people can read comic books.
Yeah,
can talk about comic books with each other. Art inside, you know, there's more to a comic book than a card. A card is just a face on the front and some useless stats in the back, and then fucking once you open that pack, put it in the top loader, it's over, dude.
Yeah, it's 100% fluff.
Boop.
Like store variant, like the equivalent of store variants in cards. It's just like you know what I mean. Like you know, the ultra rare limited stuff like that. Like people love it, people enjoy it, and people chase it. You know, the way that you know, a lot of people. You know, if there's only going to be 100 of something printed, you know, feel the same way. That doesn't happen that often. And we've had a lot of people, and I think, you know, our friend, Ben S has talked about, he thinks comics will eventually go the way of the cards, you know, with the number stamped on them, you know, like for that. And they've slowly turned towards that. There's been, you know, when they're printed on there, because the thing is they would handwrite them, but they handwrite them, they get CGC green labels. But if you print it on there, you're good.
Marvel started doing that already with their con variants.
Yeah, they've started doing it.
They're not serially numbered anything. They're just 1 of 1,500, right?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it just says 1 of 1,500.
I thought
500. Doesn't
really?
They're not serially numbered, are they?
I thought they were numbered. I could be wrong.
No, those ultra rare ones have a hand numbered certificate they throw in there. Kind of like that. What's that Supergirl that?
I could have swore on the Marvel 1001 New York City ones they're like serial numbered, but I could be wrong. I thought I saw that.
Oh well,
I'll have to look.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like building relationships with people. You know, because I'm in a Facebook group, so I know like hundreds, literally, of comic collectors in Colorado. So I go to all the shows. I pretty much know everybody already. I work with Denver Pop Culture Con.
Yeah, so, you volunteered or worked or whatever you want to say at the Denver cons like for a long time, right?
Every year.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much.
How many years now?
I think 8.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, seriously. When TBSI started, I think you got me like a Deadpool variant.
Oh yeah,
like
that was the first year, dude.
And that was like 6 or 7 years ago. So obviously you had been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that was on when we started this other podcast. Is it was important. I needed a guy like Keith because Keith doesn't have a side. He never has. Keith is always whatever's right in Keith's mind's what's right, and he'll tell you his opinion, and he's not scared of it. That's what's good about having Joe and Keith around, and even Shaun. Shaun's way better than I am. But having people, honest to God, that will tell you if I'm fucking up or if I'm wrong about something. It's good. Like, and I respect Keith so much. Keith, there's very few people that can be telling, "Hey, shut the fuck up, you're wrong." Keith's one of them, and I'd be okay. Seriously.
Yeah, gotta keep you in your place, dude.
Every
once in a while.
Hey, I saw Gary. For some of the listeners, Gary Nusser is on here right now live. I saw you bought a case of the Panini Premier League, and you opened a box, and the first one was shit. I've talked with Joe about this before, but I think those soccer cards and things like that, golf cards, those are going to be the ones that take huge jumps, speculation-wise and collecting-wise, in the next 10 to 15 years. With all these young, I mean, I've shown the guys before this. Victor Hovland, Matthew Wolf. I'm stocking up on as many of these young golfers as I can because golf's exciting again. The viewership's up.
I agree.
And soccer is the same way. And what's crazy, and in 10 years, I think lacrosse has the potential to be as big as UFC is in 10 years. I think lacrosse is the next. I think lacrosse is going to be something that fucking makes a huge jump, because more and more kids are going to stop playing football. It's going to happen. The concussions and everything, the numbers in middle school, junior high.
It is, yeah.
All those numbers are declining. So those same kids are going to want to play sports. A lot of them are going to play basketball. A lot of them are going to play soccer. But a lot of the kids still like the physical aspect.
It's fun as fuck, dude.
So
you just get hurt.
No, lacrosse is huge over here, man.
So I honestly got
high school, but it was great.
If you want to see some crazy cards, look up the Panini Mega Cracks, CRAQUES, Mega Cracks of 2003 of Ronaldo and 2004 of Messi.
Oh yeah, dude. There's
those are stupid crazy cards, but there's so many people want those. I mean,
there's a Pele, Maradona, Messi, Ronaldo. It's not on card, but at the same point in time, the fact that 5 of those people are autographed on the same card.
Yeah, the problem with soccer is in the States it won't really sell as good as in Europe. So you got to sell online.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to sell on eBay for sure.
Where would you find those? Because I think those are European released cards anyways. Good luck finding them here if you're not buying them online, and they're a fortune.
So you have your latest UFC purchase buy that you bought. I don't know if you showed that a couple weeks back, or is that your Habib card?
Oh yeah, it's in the other room.
I think that is one of the better. And the same thing and I talked about it then. Keith dropped a little hint. A spec he had about Coco McGraw. She won her first tournament at 15 last week.
It wasn't big news.
It wasn't big news, but for speculators that bought that Sports Illustrated for Kids that we talked about, she's already made it to a quarterfinals in a major tournament. She's won now, which everyone
youngest winner in like 15 years.
Everyone who's played sports realizes at that age you just got to learn how to win. I mean, that's all there is to it. And once she's got that taste, that's a great. I mean, Simone. Look at what Simone Biles is doing. My sister was an elite gymnast that trained literally with Shannon Miller for 6 years. And she was the most decorated women's gymnast in U.S. history up until Simone Biles. Simone Biles is a different kind of athlete.
She's still going too. It's crazy.
Oh my lord! Did you guys see her last weekend? Yes, oh my lord, dude!
The stuff that she can do.
Dumb. She even like a couple things. She was like, you know what? I don't even need to pull it out of the bag this week. You know what I mean? She left a couple like moves up there. She did the fucking. Dude, she started running down the floor mat and did the triple Lindy.
That's
right.
Insane,
dude. She walked up and she went like this and just did a fucking triple Lindy across the goddamn mat, dude. I don't even know how she found those diving boards in the air, but it was just amazing.
The other crazy thing about it is she did that while literally her brother was indicted for fucking murder on Monday.
What?
Are you serious?
Insane.
I swear to God, Google. Her brother was in the army and had a shootout at something, and he was indicted for a murder.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you.
Well, that's.
Could you imagine competing and doing that?
Oh, so he really is Bile. All right.
Okay, here it is. Brothers of Olympic gymnasts pleads not guilty in Cleveland triple slaying.
I actually found 2 more copies of that Sports Illustrated the other day.
Those are going to be, and that's the one thing that I learned a lot. You have to, if you're a card speculator, you have to have those cards up for that weekend. There
she is.
So she's going to get free pass into the Australian Open. She's ranked like 70-something in the world now. So she don't have to go through all that qualifying and shit.
Which is good, because that's the hard shit. It takes all the wear and tear.
Yeah. You're fresher, dude.
I agree. I love these Sports Illustrated for Kids. I tell people that, and we've talked about it. Buying 5 copies of Sports Illustrated for Kids every single month for 12 months out of the year, you will come out ahead in the long run. Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same book.
It's got the fucking losers on the back. I love it. I love I'm not going to say anything bad about the state or the team out of respect for our buddy Sleepy John. But
That's actually the front. That's actually the front.
it makes me laugh watching Baker Mayfield fail on a large scale.
So there she is. And then they got my boy Calvin Ridley up here, Roll Tide, and then they got my girl Alex Morgan right in the middle. So
Alex
she's
Morgan.
good. She's ugly.
Woo! What?
She's ugly, guys. We gotta.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys going to try to cut those out? Are you gonna leave them
Eventually.
back?
I don't even know what to do.
I'm scared as hell, dude. I'll screw it up.
That is my new skill at pressing. Guess who's the fucking guess that knows how to do those really good now?
How's it press cards?
Oh, absolutely. I press
Can't be that hard. But...
No, it's the same thing. It all involves how much gloss is on it compared to the older cards. Press a lot better than the newer cards, but you can't get breaks out of it. This is just minor stuff on the Sports Illustrated because they're more paper than they are cardboard.
So did you cut them yourself?
Razor bladed it. You got to use an X-Acto knife. You got to overcut, and I'll send you the guide.
Okay, sounds good.
I definitely need a guide.
I got
new business. Whoever needs your Sports Illustrated for kids, chopped up. Apparently,
Trey will do it for $2.
Trey will do it.
Speaking of that,
a card.
I got motivated last week. We were in a group. Shaun and I are in a group chat. We were talking about pressing, so I got motivated. I actually have some relative humidities ranges that I need to add and send it to everybody. So anyone who has the pressing Bible, there will be a new chapter coming soon. It's like those good old books. Like every 4 or 5 years, there's the guy comes out of retirement, writes a shitty chapter to sell a couple more books.
Do you ever use humidity chambers? Have you ever used those?
Yes, and
it takes forever because you got to let them sit overnight, right, to get 100%.
Yes, but at the same point in time, you don't. The books that need a humidity chamber are the ones that don't need to be in a humidity chamber due to the rust. You don't want to fucking stick a 1960 or 70
with the old staplers.
No, in any type of a humid environment for any extended period of time, because as you well know, you don't know. You can't see the 360 perimeter of any of those staples. So if there's a small spot of rust on the back side of one of those staples, you don't see it, and you have in that humidity chamber for any period of time.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I learned
you know what? Even if I start somehow I get advised to watch like a fucking YouTube pressing sort of video, I'm usually out by about 30 seconds in. I'm like, you already fucked that up. Like that's like in all seriousness, I'm all done. Just different. No, I'm done. I'm like, and you know what? And hey, maybe this works for people. Good for you. You get your results however you want to get your fucking results, right? It's like there's no only one way to do anything. You know what I mean? I think everybody knows now I use the same techniques as Trey for obvious reasons. So it just it's I watch some of that shit and I'm like, hey, they want easy results. I mean, you got people with fucking irons with like paper towels and shit out there.
Did you see the guy on fucking Instagram that was doing $4 pressings with a fucking hair straightener?
Hair straightener.
What? Oh, you didn't see that? That's why everyone. Obviously, Shaun and I follow a bunch of the same people on Instagram, and Shaun's a way much more positive person than I am. Like he'll have people there are people like pressing books, and Shaun's like, "That a kid, hell of a job there, buddy." And I'm just sitting there, like,
not really, not on that, on everything else. Like that. What are you doing with people books, dude? So
I'm
books. I've had people send me shit like more than one person, and they've been like, and I bought, who fucked you up, dude? Because somebody got a hold of this before I did, and I'm like, I've never made a book. I've never even fucked up a book on purpose to make it look this bad, because part of the learning process of most of the things that you learn in life is like, okay, I'm gonna destroy something, so I learn how to destroy it. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna do a bad job. Like I'm gonna overdo everything that I wouldn't never do just to see what the fuck it would look like. You want to test your limits and things like that. And I'll be like, who ruined your $500 book? It's something like, and I had, and then another, I have one of the guys, I don't know if he's listening to this or not, but someone that Trey definitely knows, but a California guy's like, so you can press these books. He bought a very high-end variant, very expensive variant. They sell it to him as near mint, and they tell him that he can't take it out of the bag and board to buy it. Right? They can't take it out because they're like, nope, because it's taught too much. They charge him like $400 or $500 for this variant, right? And I'm like, and he gives it to me, and he's like, so I would do press and graded. And he's never taken it out of the bag. I'm like, all right. I pull this thing out of the bag. Motherfucker, if the staples aren't pressed, sticking out of the back, and the front and back cover aren't fucking stuck to the first page. Right. And I'm all, oh my God. I was able to slowly peel the pages off, and nothing stuck. So I was at least able to get them free. And there was that part of it was done. And I was able to do a better press to straighten out a couple things that they left shit. But when you punch those, it was a Teen Titans 75 DC. I don't think it matters what book it is, right? But the Adam Hughes variant, but I'm like, they already pushed these staples through the back of the fucking book. I can't do anything about that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, can you fucking find these people? He's like, I know exactly who it was. And I'm like, go fucking tell them, fuck you. Tell them your presser fucking, there's someone already literally humidified the shit out of this thing and then pressed it to all holy hell, right? And it just stuck the pages to fucking together. And then I can't believe they knew this book was fucked, and they sold it to him for like $500, and we'll let him take it out of the fucking bag to look at it. Because
who would pay for that and not do it anyway?
Exactly. If I'm buying a book for $500, I'm gonna take it out of the bag.
He didn't. Let's put it that way.
Was this recently?
I mean, it was last year.
That book hasn't been
2018. I don't remember exactly what he paid. I'm pretty sure he paid at least $400 raw.
Do you know what, of all the books, and this is funny, and you can tell the guys who try to press their shit and then send it to me like they haven't pressed it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the amount. The number one book people ruin trying to pressing is Captain Marvel 17 second print.
Oh, dude.
That is
very delicate book.
That is the one. Like I said, if there's a pressing contest, if you had the 10 best pressers in the world, that's the book I hand every motherfucker. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
It has the thinnest cover you'll ever see, and it's transparent. You can see the back cover from the front with light. And if you put too much pressure on any part of the staples, it will leave a gray to black shadow ring. It's a motherfucker.
Let's not forget the sticker. That's about 2-3 pages back. The little square Marvel Now sticker that you can rip off, that you can press into that thing. And also those Marvel books, if you're going to use moisture on them, you can't. The fucking it'll wear off. Like you can't. So it's not a book because
it's like it plays.
Yeah, it's like that Marvel shitty paper, like that fucking that shit will rub off. So it's not like a book where you could just like go delicately and do it 2 or 3 times, because the color will just come off the goddamn thing if you keep using humidity, moisture, whatever you want to say. It's just that's a tough book.
That'll separate and another one that's fucking trying to think about it. New Mutants 87.
Yeah.
I know that for whatever reason, if you use the waves, if you don't get the moisture right, you got to use a little bit. But if you use too much, it will leave the craziest waves in the book. And what's crazy, the hard part about it is fixing those waves, because you can't just re-add moisture to them and press them. I found that. The only way to do it I found was you literally got to do it old school and stick it underneath, stick it under tiles for half a day.
Whole day. Honestly, I chill that book overnight every time. If I have someone's books, obviously, if it's going to be nighttime, and I want books to be extra pressed, I put those and there's other books I think that I do find New Mutants 98 to have a fairly similar cover texture. X-Men 266 similar cover texture.
Very much so.
So there's definitely those are some of the books that have the very similar ones.
See, that's the thing about pressing is that anyone can fucking grab a press and put heat to it and get wrinkles out. Absolutely right. But that's one thing that I took seriously, and I know Shaun takes very seriously, is I had people send me Detective Comics, low 30s, All-Star 8s. I had people sending me $100,000 comic books that never met me.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty trusting, dude.
My reputation was very important to me. And like I said,
yeah.
all the dick suckers out there that could talk shit about me, you can't talk shit because there's not a person out there that ever said anything bad about my pressing.
Wow.
Except that one book.
Except Keith. But you know,
except Keith.
He screwed one up for Keith.
Ninja Turtles, right?
Yeah, Ninja Turtles. He was the first person to send me books, and I fused that motherfucker together. It was bad.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the other thing. Like if you get in a groove, if you are a press or whatever, it is to take a second gander at books you might not have seen, like just little things, like I notice I feel like people don't pay that much attention to like those Marvel stickers, and they can be like the first page back, or they can be like 5 pages back, where it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people use it. From what I see, a lot of people use way too much pressure and they don't need to.
So stickers get stuck to the pages?
No. It'll like it's
it'll indent
the back.
Okay.
And now some asshole graders will fucking dock you up to 4/10 of a point for a page having, like, if there's a crinkle in a page.
Wow.
They don't necessarily grade on cover. That's the other thing too, page color and all that. But like a lot of those early Marvels, how they had those holes that were in the paper automatically, and how they tore through it. That's a 0.4 grade deduction. It was. That's what Steve told me 2 years ago. Is what CGC and CBCS at one point in time per page. So if there was a tear,
even because when they had those little holes from where it was printed, that would be through half the book sometimes.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I think about 4 or 5 pages back is about as far as I found them from Marvel.
Because I've seen
there are certain ones like Captain Marvel, like Avenging Spider-Man 9. It's like that fucking big. It's like 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches.
I hate that.
And like a lot of the Marvel 9. Yeah, but the spine's kind of easy to fix. But like the Marvel Now typical stickers are pretty small. But it's still like, it doesn't matter. Like, dude, if you press it through the fucking book, like, do you really care if it's like 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch or like 3/4 by 3/4? There's still a fucking square on the back of your book. People don't know what they're doing.
I have some books.
Hey, fuck this. We're not doing a free masterclass on pressing. This will be the last thing I say, and this is the best tip that I can give. If you're not using 100% distilled water, you're fucking up. Just remember that. Just remember all the microchemicals in tap water, from calcium to salt, et cetera. Whatever moisture you're putting into that comic and those pages, it needs to be distilled. It needs to have exactly, the pH needs to be correct. Too high of a pH in your moisture will yellow the pages. There's a bunch of shit and there's science involved in this pressing. Like I said, distilled water, people. Distilled water.
There you go. But Shaun's got a stockpile of that shit.
It's good if zombies attack.
I do, but I live 3/4 mile from the fucking Family Dollar, so they don't run out.
Absolutely. So the baseball, holy shit! The Washington Nationals decided to just. There might be a team of destiny. I don't know. I mean, does Houston still win? Before we started the podcast, Houston was winning.
No, they didn't. They didn't
even play, right?
They got postponed today. They won yesterday. Yeah. They're up 2-1.
Wait, the game that was on Fox 1 tonight was from fucking 2 days ago?
Yeah. Not from yesterday, I think. But yeah. Yeah, that was not that. That wasn't today. It got rained out.
Holy shit! I almost.
Gary said he was going, but instead he's joining podcasts. So.
How fucked up is this? I just turned to ESPN and the headline is "Day 27 dies of brain injuries," and I thought they were talking about Jason Day.
No,
like,
it's
I know,
boxer, right? It's a
horrible
boxer.
Anyway, but I thought it was Jason Day.
No, I think it's a boxer. I mean, I saw a headline about a boxer just died of a brain injury.
But back to this is one thing I remember, and I don't know if Shaun, you probably remember this, and Keith, and we're all about the same age, I guess, other than Doc Joey because he's just old as shit. But do you remember what made Andrew Jones? Andrew Jones was he was a highly rated prospect, and he got called up in September back in those late '90s Braves teams. He had one of the best World Series ever for an 18-year-old. Like, I think he had 2 home runs in one game.
Mm-hmm. Andrew Jones was fucking sick.
So, and if you look on a lot of the rosters from the Nationals with Soto, to Gleyber Torres, all the Yankees. There is a shit ton. Oh, in Korea, I mean, all the different. There is a bunch of really, really good prospects that are young, that are playing really well in the playoffs. And if they happen to make it to the World Series and do well, there's a very, very short window to do really, really well. That's the thing about sports, is you got to be ready for the moment to happen.
Exactly.
You know,
ready to strike. Yep.
Because I remember specifically when the Cubs won the World Series, much like everyone, I was shit-faced drunk. I went and bought rookie cards of every one of the guys because I needed to have them that night. And I think a lot of that happens with sports cards where you're watching shit and something happens and your first instinct is, to go on eBay and buy a rookie card or this and that. And if your stuff's on there priced, where you're comfortable with and have it ready to sell, that's the name when it comes to sports cards. Now there's slow burns on Hall of Famers, which we all know, but
yeah, no, so I kind of learned with the with the cards I bought. I put them all online except the Raiders, and that's why I was watching Sunday night, and so I got a Benny Snell, I think number 4 out of 10, RPA, and so I'm sitting there and I'm like, come on, score a touchdown, man, come on, somebody take it off my eBay. You know what I mean?
Football is the most affected by that because there's really only 16 weeks of football, so every game is really important. Everybody watches. I think baseball, basketball, hockey seasons are so long that I think, when the player gets hot for sure, cards start going up in price and going up in price and going up in price.
Yeah.
But I think football is more affected by I'm going to buy it now.
We don't talk hockey cards. We don't talk hockey cards, but hockey cards are fucking going through the roof again. It's like the mid-90s when Pavel Bure and Teemu Solane, Paul Kariya,
Eric Lindros,
all that same group. Yeah. But apparently the crop of rookies this last 2 to 3 years is the same caliber. I mean, there's 4 to 5 surefire Hall of Famers and all those we talked a little bit about it. Remember last year, Keith, the Young Guns?
Yep. What was that guy? I can't remember this name.
There's some Canadian guy. But
I think they're all Canadian, dude.
His name was Patrice or something, name like a grandma. But those Young Guns cards are fucking going for huge money again. It's crazy. Like I went to Walmart yesterday and I went to their collectible aisle, which I think everyone who's probably listening to this or will listen to this knows what I'm talking about. They're just it's so cool now that you can go to. I know a lot of people hate it, and I'm gonna get they're destroying the local mom and pop. Okay, I like going to Walmart because they have comic books, they got sports cards, they got a little bit of fucking everything. I've talked about it. I think that in 10 to 15 years, these Walmart 100-pagers in 9/8 are going to be mints. Because if you bought any of these Walmart DC variants,
those ones.
Oh, they're like the paper that you use underneath a check, like that.
But they come bound in these tight plastic.
No, not those. The singles he's talking about.
The singles,
not the packs.
I know what you're talking about. And they put it in those little cardboard display boxes, thrown back with the toys.
Yeah, but those Walmart people, they don't give a shit about comics, so they're just throwing the shit in there.
They're mangled.
They're all mangled. And that's what I'm saying is those in 9/8 are going to be. They're going to be like the Whitmans and things like that. Maybe not to the extent of the Whitmans. But here's what people aren't understanding. Bendis, look what Bendis has done to Young Justice and everything and since taking over. Bendis has been writing these 100-pagers for almost 6 months. Jonah Hex's granddaughter's first appearance are in one of those. There are a shit ton of first appearances in these Walmart books. People don't realize it. There are 4 to 5 major first appearances already in. You can only get them at these Walmarts.
And they're reprinting the stories now. So it might bring back, people might be start looking for those Walmart ones. I
think that long run, if you can get those Walmart variants at a decent price, and like I said, you shouldn't pay much more than $25 for a high-end one. But if you can get them in a guarantee close to 9.6, 9.8, I don't see how you lose money if you have patience. But that's the thing. We've talked about this. It's one of my favorite things to do is listen to some of you guys talk about comics, and I'll go buy 5 copies and put it in a box and forget about it. And then in 6-7 months, people are talking about that comic again. It's fucking awesome to go look in that box Like, oh yeah, Joe was right for once.
No.
Oh,
If I'm right, that's because I got it from somebody else.
No.
That's
Fuck,
me.
you're a Keno. Hell, if you would have went all in on your you could have bought like even better couches.
Be nice to get those in finally.
Doctor,
he's
Remember the most exciting I've ever been. You know, you're talking about how people do these prompt purchases. You know, they see something on TV, guy hits a game-winning home run, they go buy his rookie card. Do you guys remember what it was like watching Sosa and McGuire back in the day?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
100%, dude. Like I went.
I'm
nuts.
not meaning to hijack it. I was at a game in '98 in Busch Stadium where Sosa and McGuire both hit a home run in the same game in the fucking home run race in August. It was, honest to God, one of the cooler moments. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I remember going online when Barry Bonds was lighting it up. Remember he was raced for 700 home runs.
Oh, that was a fun year.
My wife bought me 1980. Was it
85 Olympics?
86 Fleer. Was it the blue ones? The 86 Fleer. The
87 was blue.
well, Pirates, right? He was at Pirates.
No, I know you're talking about.
Oh, Barry. Never mind.
Barry.
It was 85 Fleer traded, I believe. If you're talking about
just straight Fleer. I think it was just Fleer. The nice baby light blue border. You know what I'm talking about?
That's 87.
That's 87. It was
87 Fleer.
It had a different border.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't a rookie in 87. He's a rookie in 86.
His first card was the 85 tops traded with the McGuire, though, correct?
And the 86 Donruss.
No, 85 tops was McGuire's. The USA tops rookie was McGuire's in 85.
Was there a Bonds, or was that one of those fake cards? I remember there was a Bonds USA tops card, but I remember there was some fake.
That was probably fake. There was the 85 tops was the USA McGuire. I think it was the 87 Fleer was the...
Dude, do you know what's crazy is how I didn't realize this. Do you know that the tops, like the traded Tiffany's, are? I mean, those go for ridiculous money. I had no idea that those Tiffany's in grades of 8 or above are basically just free money.
Was the Tiffany? Did they come in like little box sets? Like,
dude, I didn't even see them as a kid though. Like they didn't even.
It's the same thing. But like we never saw O-Peachy in Oklahoma. That used to always piss me off. Is everyone like, you didn't know what O-Peachy was? I wanted some.
It was like you know, they were like the Topps Tiffany were like the remastered 1 in 1,000s. Like I didn't see those at card fucking stores. I didn't see them in fucking shows. I didn't see packs. I didn't know how to get them. Like I was just like, what are these Topps Tiffany? I don't know. And even so, I was 11. You know, I could barely afford. I had to pack hunt, and my dad would obviously, because of my age, would support that habit. You know what I mean? You know,
dude, that's so crazy. Is I remember my very first '89 score. There was a gas station that every no, it would have been baseball, and the card to get what I wanted was Eric Anthony, who was a power hitting left-hander for the Astros at the time. He was kind of like the Vladimir Guerrero, where he just got called up. And I remember that Eric Anthony was a $5 card. And back in fucking 1989, a $5 card was like $100 variant. I mean, and I remember that on the score, if you remember, they had that thin plastic, like it's almost like the same plastic they use at like like bags at grocery stores.
Yep, you could see through it
like a poly bag.
And I remember that I figured out that you could scratch the back, and I remember like the 5th pack, there was a fucking Eric Anthony on the back, and I was the most proud I've ever was.
You bastard.
You remember when you got to Walmart or Target or Venture, and the motherfucker put out a fresh pack of wax packs, cellos, or fucking rack packs, and you're the first to look through it, and you look on the front, and there's the card you want, and it's on the front of the rack pack. No better feeling in the world. Go on the back.
I got one with Emmitt Smith. What was it, 91 Fleer or something? But it wasn't the first on the cello. It was like the second or something.
Those are awesome days.
On the Collectibles, I think the Collectibles MeWe page, I posted a link to the top 30 Michael Jordan cards from the 1990s. Did you see that?
Yes.
I didn't watch it.
I've had so many of those. And I remember probably 15 years ago, I had a binder with a 9-page pockets. I had probably 20 pages of just Jordan cards, and I sold them on eBay as a lot.
20 pages?
Yeah. So it's probably
Wow.
close to 200 Michael Jordan cards I put in there and sold it as a lot. I probably got $30 out of it or something.
Dude, that's better than me.
I
I don't if I drink a little bit, so if I retell card stories on here, you can stop me because people probably heard them. But my parents got people to move us, and I had all these. I have boxes. They're still at her house, and I won't even look at them because I don't give a shit. Like all the commons, like all the like 80s and 90s early cards in the commons, and I had one box like this big, like clear plastic box of the good shit, all the good shit, including a few like on top, like shoved in there, like some signed balls, like stuff I got signed from Griffey, Ricky Henderson, stuff like the personally signed. Yeah, my parents let the movers move that box, and it didn't make it to the new house.
Ooh.
And I let my dad go.
Dirty.
I knew he'd blame my mom, so I let my dad go to his grave without him knowing that fucking box disappeared. Because I was like, no point. It's fucking gone. What are you gonna do? Call the movers and be like, who stole my cards? And they're just gonna come up with them a year later. I was like, where the fuck are my cards? Right? And my mom's like freaking out and stuff. And it's hard because it's all.
Your mom threw them away. She's lying to you.
No. My dad's an asshole. He did throw away my toys. My mom kept all my shit. Like she kept all my shit. She did. I do have my comics. I do have my comics. I would rather have the fucking cards by a lot. Yeah. Oh, sweet. My Magnus Robot Fighter 12, my Beat Up New Mutants 87, and my Rye Zero.
I know. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
All red and trash.
Yeah, dude. I read most of some of them or whatever.
Totally.
I did. Yeah. But like and it's cool because I got obviously. I mean. Back in the comics, however many years ago, 2011 or whatever it's been now. But like it really, yeah. But those hurt because those are the more real memories. Like I do remember buying my Spawn 1 that I still have. Like I'm really cool with that. Like I think that's great. But it's like, but you know what I mean? Like going to like about 87, going baseball card show in San Francisco with Grandpa, getting Ricky Henderson to sign like 81 Flair. And never even pretending to like sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit like that. You know what I mean? I still remember Spawn 1, but if I had to choose which one of those to keep, like we were out, traveling 89 Upper Deck rookie that I bought with a ball with Griffey signed with a little COA, like things like that. Like that's fucking. It's just
totally, dude. I had
at all, and like so that's what's gone. So that's what those are the ones that kind of hurt, and so and it made me think of it while I'm looking. So I remember remember. Do you guys remember buying 92 Flair?
Of course.
And they would sell so that and the whole thing was rookie sensations.
Yep.
So those blue cards, and so that was like the hottest shit. They had the Phil Plaintiers, the Frank Thomas.
It was
the Chuck Knobloch, dude. Like I just looked him up.
Knobloch.
You know what I mean? Mark Wohlers.
Kevin Moss.
Brian McRae. Yeah, Bagwell, dude. Cheeto Martinez. Right, and so there's a fucking Todd Van Poppel.
Oh yeah.
And so the thing was, you could get them in any Flair packs, but they had the size of like a cello pack, but it was
jumbo packs, yeah,
like a jumbo bag. So it's like the plastic bag. So I found out, like, eventually I found out that card's so glossy. If you grab that pack, it's rarely going to be on top. If you go like this with the pack. Like you can feel like it'll slide on that card and you'll know there's one in there. So all the dealers had figured this out. And I remember my parents like used an RV. They grabbed my uncle's RV. They borrowed it from him. And we did like a Southwest. We went to like New Mexico and Arizona and like we saw the Grand Canyon and shit like that, like in the summer one time. And I remember, so I'd go to stores and I'd be like, can I see your packs? And fucking, and I would do it and I'd find it. I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll take these 3, right? And the guy'd be like, oh, okay. And I realized the store owners didn't know. I remember my dad going, "Ha, you don't know, he just got all your best cards, right?" We're in the middle of fucking New Mexico. We're never coming back. And my dad still couldn't he still couldn't not laugh at this guy that I just picked all the best cards out of his pack and I was fucking 12, right? You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah,
hilarious, dude.
good childhood card memories.
Hey, Trey, your dad had a card shop. Does he still have all the stuff?
He does, man, and that's the thing about it. The amount of the Michael Jordans that we have blow your mind. What sucks is we have so many of them. We didn't get any of the variants and none of the rookie cards. I mean, we probably have 30 or 40 of those that second year with the gray, the gray top. That's Bulls on top.
Oh yeah.
We got rookie stickers. And we have just so many of stuff like that. But at the same point in time when we were collecting it, it was in the 80s and 90s. And as y'all know, outside of Griffey Jr. 89 Upper Deck and some of those other cards, it just,
pretty much tanked. Yeah.
Yeah, just not a lot to it, unfortunately. So.
No. I'm lucky. Yeah. My mom kept all of my cards at home, so I think the next time I go back to Hawaii, I might try to bring back some of it. It's easier to bring back that, than comics and shit. It's easier to ship, whatever.
Yeah, if you guys really want some 88 Donruss Commons, I got the Mondo boxes of these things.
No thanks, dude.
Oh, you're good? All right, whatever. Just saying. No, because they were doing that and all those cards were jacked. And so we were at we had a garage sale. So I had those out and then, they're shit. So people weren't interested in them. And I didn't need much money. I didn't care. Honestly, collecting those commons didn't mean anything to me. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure I know you guys know what I mean. But,
yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Crap, dude. And I remember my dad, we'd participate and we would sell in local Southern California, some of the bigger auctions and stuff. And sometimes they'd have, memorabilia and stuff like that. So he'd always, he's there for himself or to make money or whatever. But I'll be like, oh, how about these cards? And they'd be those boxes and they're generally picked through. So going back later, it was the Sosas and shit you could find. You know what I mean? Somebody who came up later that wasn't shit. So that it kind of just wasn't. I don't know. So a lot of it was shit. So when we have the garage sale, kids would come over and they'd be interested. And there's sports cards, stuff like that. And I'd be like, oh, as long as your hand goes, I'm take that many cards and just take them with you. Just take them out of the box. The fuck do I care? There's nothing in there. You know what I mean? They're they're literally some things in your life. I'm being an asshole about this. Are not worth carrying. I have shit comics like that, but I feel different about those because there's fucking stories. There's a way for someone to enjoy them. You know what I mean?
Doesn't your wife take them to her students?
Yeah, she does. Yeah, and one of our good friends has had a lot of children's grade school level books because books aren't new books aren't geared towards that age anymore. They're geared towards us, which kind of shows the future of comics. I'll be like, hey, she'll just try to look through them and stuff. She's not some super snowflake or something like that. She'll let the kids read whatever. She's just make sure real quick it's not just pure gun violence or something like that. And I'm like, babe, you got to remember in the 80s, look at the ads. That'll tell you. It's ads for gum and toys and sell these toys on the weekend and we'll give you these crappy trinkets. It was comics were a lot more for kids, than they are now. So.
Hey, speaking of comics, anybody buy anything today?
I read.
Fuck, I totally forgot to go to LCS this morning.
I read Batman, I read Justice League, and I read Teen Titans. And
I read X-Men 1.
How was that?
It's good. I was kept calling it Planet Karaoke, but so I asked in the chat because I knew Nooster would know. So it's Krakoa, and I was like, why is my brain saying karaoke? I've only had 2 beers, and then so anyway, so they're starting off. So they're moving everybody to Krakoa. I'm completely positive there's still going to be eventually we're going to get that NC-17 3-way between Wolverine, Jean Grey, and Cyclops.
Ooh.
And I'm just saying,
double threesome. Ugh.
yeah, I'm just saying, snickety snick, dude. But like, so I'll see. So I thought it was entertaining. To be honest with you, I wish I would have had a little more time. They're sort of jumping around, and I know this is it's a bit of a continuation of some of the other stuff happening, and which unfortunately I haven't been able to keep up with as much. So
does it spin off out of House of X and House of whatever?
Yeah, House of 10 or whatever it's called. Yeah,
House of 10, whatever the other one's called.
We keep saying X, but I heard that it's supposed to be 10. I don't know.
Yeah, it's House of 10 and the other one, right?
House of X.
Yeah. Like Will said, Kid Cable. He called Jean Grey mom. I was tripping out in the beginning when it showed like pictures of Cable, and I don't know. It's like there's a whole family thing going on.
Oh,
there's that weird dynamism that Hickman's always throwing in there. You know what I mean?
Apparently, it was the blue side of the moon, which has huge amounts of nostalgia and history with the X-Men. That's where Jean Grey had her last stand when she became Phoenix. There's a lot. That's what the other thing too is people don't realize that was where the Inhumans had their base of operations. So the X-Men in issue 1 claiming that spot as their own is a fucking pretty big deal in the Marvel universe. They're basically said "fuck you" to the Inhumans if you think about it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, it is kind of a fuck you, but you know what I mean? They shot their wad with them on TV and the fucking releases and everything like that, like they were gonna do. So Inhumans they're dead for a while because
they tried it, right?
They tried. They had the first TV show in the fucking movie theater.
And all those, they made a ton of comics out of Inhumans.
Oh, so many, and they tried to make that. Isn't Kamala like an Inhuman? Like they just
she was Terrigen Mist.
Terrigen, yeah. So yeah, they tried. They really tried. It didn't work, and that's okay. Move on from your failures. That's fine. I thought the team. I thought they were a good investment too. Fuck, I still think they're a better investment than the fucking Eternals. So
I do too, dude. Everyone thinks I'm fucking. If
I can't sell Inhumans, I can sell Eternals.
If you think that anyone's gonna go watch Angelina Jolie in a Marvel, you're overestimating your audience.
Yeah.
If people think that we want to go watch her after what she pulled on Brad Pitt, fuck that bitch. She's a cunt. We don't slow
down there, bro. I don't think she's starring in the movie. Okay, she's in the movie. Doesn't mean she's gonna be the whole movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Calm down.
She's okay. She's not bad. Just because she cornered Brad into raising all these weird adopted kids while he was just trying to get high and drunk and be pretty. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. I don't get her either. But hey, I don't. It just is.
She looks like a skeleton now. Anyways, have you looked at her? She looks like a skeleton.
She's so skinny.
She could play Skeletor.
What's her new movie called? Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Disney movie?
Yeah, it's
Maleficent.
Oh, that was.
I think it's called Maleficent.
I don't have kids.
I don't either, but I just saw the commercial.
I thought it said Maleficent.
It should be malnourished.
Does that mean like bad at efficiency? Like, because mal is bad in Spanish. Efficient, we all know what efficient means. So bad efficiency. Apparently, she was a maleficent wife to Brad, and he had to get drunk all the time. Never mind. Never mind. I give up.
Any bitch that wears a vial of Joey Thornton's blood around her neck, she's a little crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh well, no.
I got one last big thing I got to talk about before we go.
You had to hang out with if you had to pick one friend. Right, and you only got to hang out with one dude
for the rest of your life.
Let's just say you had to hang out with this dude all the time, and like the rest of the world was kind of normal, but it was just like, yeah, he had to be like your roommate. Would you take Brad or Billy Bob? I'd probably
Brad in a heartbeat.
Take Brad. I'd probably roll with Billy Bob, dude. That guy's nuts.
Brad's gonna have literally the fallout pussy from having Brad as your roommate.
Yep.
Okay, pre-marriage. It's not a question.
Okay,
now that I gotta. Well, Billy. And to be honest with you, Billy Bob's more likely to bang your wife. So, Brad's more likely to get it thrown at him. Billy's more likely to take it.
The guy that got slapped to the point of bleeding from his lip from Wyatt Earp ain't gonna fuck my wife.
The dude, he gained 50 pounds for that role, and he was great at it. I'll be
right,
Mary.
I got one last thing to talk about speculation-wise.
Okay.
I think people need to buy Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Batman Nightfall #1. Just read it, and if you guys think I'm crazy,
when did that come out?
Came out today because it has a very interesting first appearance in it, guys. The Son of Bane.
Oh,
you think that that's something that down the road might be something?
well, since they're changing all their fucking characters, of course.
Ding, ding, ding. And the very last page has that Tempest, that weird-looking guy that looks like he's from that Tom Cruise movie with the devil in it. Tempest, whatever his name is, he's the time traveler that broke Wally West out. He's at the he talks about it at the end of it. So
how many covers?
I believe just one.
16.
What?
Oh,
There's only one.
There's only one. Oh my god! Thank God.
Yeah, no, it's just one. It's the one that has Azrael on the cover, I believe. So, and it was written by Scott Snyder. So if anyone thinks Scott Snyder was just going to waste his time and put that little nugget out there and not have some, there you go.
There you go.
I'm telling you, it's Son of Bane's not good. They just didn't put him in there for no reason.
Well, I read Joker Harley, Criminal Insanity. I thought it's pretty interesting because they're like giving a full-on backstory to Harley Quinn before she becomes Harley Quinn. And I don't think DC has ever really done that before.
Aren't they doing that with Harleen right now, though?
Is that what Harleen is about?
Yeah.
Well, I thought that's what Keith was. Sorry, I thought that's what you were talking about earlier.
Harley Quinn, the Black Label, Criminal Sanity.
Yeah, it's kind of strange that they kind of did those at the same time. I didn't
Really?
I realized I came. Yeah, well, okay. I only got halfway through Harleen, and it was literally like her origin. So,
What was her origin in that one?
Joker's a dick. So like, just
Her?
That's kind of her. Yeah.
So this one is like the backstory of where she was like working with the Gotham City Police, helping to solve murders, and she got into that because her girlfriend was murdered by the Joker. So it's pretty kind of crazy.
Speaking of, sorry, Gary. I hate it. Damien's not there. That has to be a red herring because there's him joining the Legion makes zero sense. I think they turned John Kent into a pussy. He looks like he doesn't even look like Superman's kid. Like I can't say what I really think about it, but I don't like it at all. But this week, Teen Titans 34 came out this week too, which it was a very interesting issue. And the fact is that there's been a traitor in the. They've done the same thing in every Teen Titans storyline for the last 30 years. There's a traitor on the team. Well, it all kind of came to a head this week, and it was found out that Roundhouse, the chubby Asian kid that had all the flexibility powers, that Damien accidentally killed his sister in the accident that gave him his powers. So he's literally, for all this time, been trying to get revenge on Damien for accidentally killing his sister. And it all came to a head today in this issue, and it fucking broke the Titans up. They didn't say what happened, but it left it where the Titans are definitely in a really bad spot because Damien's girlfriend and one of the love it's funny, it's a crazy book. Lobo's daughter is a lesbo, and she's in love with Jen, the genie. And Damien and the genie had a thing together. It's a whole convoluted love triangle. But anyway, the genie is no more. She got killed by getting put back in a ring into this issue, and that's where they kind of left it. So I don't know what they're doing with him, to be honest with you. Like I talked about last week, Bendis wrote him really, really well in 16. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Like I said, it all depends on what happens with how they're going to who they're going to make Batman, et cetera, et cetera. So it just sucks because, like I said, is there's zero chance, no matter what happens, that in the comic book world, Damien's going to be okay with the guy who hadn't been around in 10 years taking over the mantle of Batman. It just Dick Grayson's happy about it. None of those people are going to be like, hey, cool. Hey, Lucius, come on back. I know Bendis likes black people right now, so let's come on over. Let's be Batman for a while. It's fucking stupid. It pisses me off.
Aren't they going to believe that Batman's dead? Isn't that like the premise?
They've done it how many times? Like I said, if you can't be any more creative than that, fuck
But he
off.
died in 40, dude. Like he died in New 5240, and it was like, man. Well, some of us found out a little early, so you know, I don't know how we've been lucky. Sometimes people finding out some weird fucking shit and kind of and with information. And I was like, you know what? But we can't ruin it for everybody and be like Batman's gonna die. But I remember, but like I hung on that end game, and then I remember buying 40 and reading it at fucking Carl's Jr. on my lunch break, and it was I don't know. It felt like because my dumbass knew he was gonna die, it was like, you know, it was just a little bit
But,
heavy.
I mean, going into it, you know, it's not going to last.
Are you about to die, Sean?
I think he's gonna cry.
No.
What's wrong there?
I sounded a little bit.
Remembering that
choked
Carl's
up,
Jr.
man.
Now,
I was a little verklempt.
speaking of this, now here's an interesting thought. So we talked about in Batman 40, the Batman dying. I have a CBCS copy in the top right-hand corner that says "Death of Batman."
Yeah. CBCS fucking put it on there.
So I mean, that wasn't. I remember everyone was like, "Oh, bullshit." I don't know if that's a variant fucking grading cover, but I literally have a comic book that's graded a 9.8 that says "The Death of Batman" on there.
Yeah, we've
What's
hit.
that, you fight people?
Yeah.
And then they gave him the fucking. Like I said, that was the worst part about Snyder's run was great until they had the weird flower dude, and then they remember they put Jim Gordon like a mohawk and turned him into like
The
the
Bat suit.
redheaded. Yeah, that. So I like Scott Snyder, but he's also capable of jumping the shark and doing shit like that because Mr. Bloom has to be the worst character there.
Mr.
It's like
Bloom.
because remember there's that guy called Floronic Man, the Swamp Thing villain who controls the plants, and then there's Harley, and then Poison Ivy. It's just like, be a little bit more creative. A little bit more creative. How many people in the DC universe in Gotham can control plants? I just didn't like Mr. Bloom. So
I think they just really didn't do a whole lot with him.
what can you do with a guy that controls daisies?
I don't know.
Poison Ivy did it for years.
Poison Ivy somewhat looked hot.
Well, some people might think Mr. Bloom looks hot.
So what do you guys? The casting of Zoe Kravitz and Catwoman. It was very interesting to me, and it also scares me because her and Pattinson have had, I think they've done 3 movies together. So for them to bring her in, I'm thinking there might be some issues because if they're having to bring in someone that has really good chemistry with Pattinson and they're needing it that bad, I don't know if that's a good sign or not. I could be way off on that, but
Dude, I'm sad, dude, because fucking I know she's got her share of rules these days, but I wanted Zazie Beetz all day. She's fucking dope. She was fucking dope in Joker. She was dope in fucking Deadpool. All right. I was so that's what I was hoping for. And you know what? I don't even think they made a bad choice. That's just that was happened to be my personal preference. You know what I mean? Like, oh gosh. Yeah, that relationship in Joker, I don't know who's seen what yet, but that really, you know.
I have not seen the Joker yet, believe it or not.
Okay.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, you can totally talk
I
about
know
it.
what the fuck happens. I mean, the Joker tries to fight Batman and happily thereafter. That's spoiling shit.
I mean, Batman's not in the movie, but
no, I'm just saying. I know what the fucking arc of the Joker is.
Oh no, yeah, you know what we all know what the arc of the Joker is. This isn't that different a story. But I mean, it's just they go back and forth in time parallels basically, but the time parallels only exist in his mind. And she plays a major role, and she's great at it. You know what I mean? She was completely perfect for it. And I thought I was glad that she was one of the people of the stupid ass X-Force. And when she jumped out of the plane in Deadpool 2, didn't eat her shit and die. And it was kind of funny, how they make luck her skill and stuff like that. So I think she did a badass job in Deadpool, and she did a fucking spectacular job in Joker.
She's beautiful
amongst other things. She's a beautiful woman. Amongst those other things, but one of those people that just it's just just believable and stuff like that. Like with him being obsessed over a Joker, like the slight little bit of the rule that she had and stuff like that, and considering the type of life he lived and stuff like that, you can see why he fantasized about her, other than being his neighbor and things like that. So yeah, same with that. So I just, for selfish reasons, wanted Zazie Beetz. I don't think that's a miscast or anything like that. And Trey, honestly, I didn't know or think about like her relationship with Patterson, or what it might, or what it was or what it wasn't before. To be honest with you, I didn't pay that much attention to it. So I saw the movies. I wasn't that big a twihard. So
I got no issues. I think he has the potential to be a really good Batman. I think
we'll fucking see, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know either.
How many times
We already gave it to one Brit. Why does another get it, man? I don't know, man. We'll see. I bet you he does. They haven't chosen anyone terrible. He must have, you know what I mean? They must have figured it out. They must have given him enough, casting reviews. They had to have somehow given him like screen tests amongst trusted people and stuff like that. They can't risk fucking blowing a Batman, And then I know some people didn't like some of the Batman movies when we were kids, or much younger, like Batman.
Forever.
Yeah, Batman but see, dude, I actually, considering the stars in that, and considering that it was very campy, that it went back towards the original Batman 1966 and shit like that. I sort of actually I liked it. I did, dude. I don't know. Man, I don't know. Maybe it's just the era I watched it in, but having Jim Carrey and
Schwarzenegger,
yeah.
Alicia Silverstone. I think
Who's the Robin?
Yeah,
O'Donnell.
I think Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell.
To be honest with you, he was the worst part of that to me. So yeah, I to be honest with you, I enjoyed it. But now it's serious. Now shit's serious. They're never like, I think they'll eventually go back into like doing some sort of campy version of shit like that. Wait, who had the fucking bat butt string? Was that Clooney? Or is that Val Kilmer?
Who?
They had the bat butt floss when he turned around.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's probably
they made it dorky, man. But anyway, I don't know. I enjoyed it for what it was. But but then Nolan just went nuts, as we all know. That's not something that there's even need to talk about. How crazy and wonderful things got, and I thought Batfleck was good too. To be honest with you, I had my issues with the the way they draw the universe together, just like all of us did. We wanted him to do it perfect. We wanted to do. I don't think anybody wanted it more than Trey did, or that much more than I did. We wanted it to go together. We wanted it so fucking badly, and it just wasn't perfect, But I'm glad we're gonna get some things. I'm glad we're gonna get another Wonder Woman, because that movie was fucking damn near perfect.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we're gonna get.
That was a perfect cast job.
I know, it was just weird how she flirted with me through the whole movie. She just kept looking at me, and it just got weird. But like,
staring in my eyes.
Oh, and I was like, "Come on, man! Hey."
So what's next for DC and movies? I mean,
Birds
you got
of Prey.
Birds of Prey. Is
yeah.
Joker going to be in the Birds of Prey?
I don't see how they. I doubt it. Based on what Leto said, no. Then I don't know if you guys saw this. There was still shots.
I got one of those.
Josue got the sign for me in Rhode Island, like legit sign, and I bought this at the con with Trey. It was a WonderCon exclusive, and I bought like 4 of them. And then Josue asked me if I had them because he was going to get our signed, and so I pressed it myself. Pressed one for him. He went and got it signed. I paid him for the signatures. I gave him the book, and I got this back. But anyway,
I have that same book.
Do you?
Do you remember my copy?
Did what?
You remember my copy?
Oh, you got the real one.
The poly bag.
This is real, but Trey has the real poly bag.
What?
One.
Are you talking about the foil?
Trey's got like the one in a
No, do you remember the one where they put the original poly bags where they inserted the autograph?
Oh yeah, you bought that. I forgot.
I got the one that has that says, yeah, that's what's crazy is I don't know that those variant websites. Fine, there's 2 copies of that book in existence. She only signed 2 copies.
They sold one here because I know a store that sold one to a guy.
Apparently, there is the Ben Affleck assigned one, and that hasn't been found or shown yet. So
wow. Yeah, I got the foil, like the New York Comic Con foil one, or San Diego, signed by her. 9.8.
So I don't know. It's
Yeah.
Did anybody read Absolute Carnage yet? Did anything happen at the end of that? Because remember, everyone lost their shit after the Hulk thing. So did anything happen?
Did not read it.
Okay.
I'm done with the symbiote thing.
How about Art Germs come back today, Trey?
Wait, what do you mean? What happened today?
Dude, you see that Jean Grey cover he did for X-Men 1?
I have not seen it.
The 1 in 100? Is that the 1 in 100 one?
It's
or 1 in 500?
1 in 500.
1
I'm
in
looking right
500.
now.
Yeah, 1 in 500.
But it's also the trade dress is like the cover B.
All right.
So you can get the trade dress, but the 1 in 500, there were sales over
$400 or something.
There were pre-sales at $450. The sales were over $300 today. There were a lot of covers to this, so there's going to be a decent amount of copies. I watched. There's still copies like on mycomicshop.com for about. I think that they have listed from their personal sales for like $325, $350, but copies for $325 and $350 did sell off their site today.
Wait, what am I missing?
You guys go to coverprice.com. You'll be able to see in the morning what some of these sold at.
Oh shit!
That's
not bad.
No, that's not bad. That's great.
His part, the eyes aren't too anime. That was my only issue with him, is that he drew everyone.
He's been making things similarly lately, I will say.
That's really good though.
Yeah, that's fucking dope, dude. That's the best Jean Grey cover, and I can't remember it. That is so good. And I knew it was Art Germ, and I knew it was really good. So I was pretty happy about that. I don't know, like I'm not as convinced that I'm gonna go for that I'm gonna spend over $300 on the Virgin. You know what I mean? Like if I'm guaranteed 9.8, I don't think it's a bad buy-in. I mean, because that's definitely a very popular character, and that's a great cover, in my opinion.
Here, I can pull it up here.
And it's on an X-Men 1, so yeah.
Now for the live listeners, we threw something out. We might consider doing a group Prism basketball break if people are interested. So I know I don't know how many live listeners we have right now, but that's something y'all would be interested in. Let us know. I think we're gonna get a case or do something between the four of us and try to put something together for you guys. But if there's enough interest in a group break for the group, let us know.
100%. Definitely down to have some fun with that shit, dude.
I told Shaun, I think Shaun has the potential to be like one of those pro breakers.
I'm down. I need something new in life, man.
He definitely has the personality for it.
Guys, let's do this, dude.
Oh, he totally has the personality for it. Because could you imagine Shaun after about 3 fucking toddies and hit like a monster, like, $5,000 card? It'd be fucking great.
Tears it in half. Fuck this.
He would totally. Shaun is totally gonna drop and fall on a card.
Hey, I'm definitely not gonna sell the Antonio Brown breaks on eBay. Like, just so you know, those get
1 of 1 ripped in half.
1 of 1 ripped in half.
He'll get a 1-on-1 and be Antonio Brown.
1 and 1 you'll get ripped in half only because that means I'll have made more money than him this year when I sell it.
Antonio Brown's gotta literally just be like, fuck.
Just a dumbass dude.
He's trying to come back into the NFL now. He said he was done with the NFL, but I guess he realized he didn't have many options.
There's no money outside of the NFL.
No. Well, I mean, it was only a $50 million contract. It's not like it was that much money.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Now Burger doesn't pay $50 million.
Oh, they don't?
Probably the thing he can do.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever, dude. Whatever. That guy can fucking suck it.
He's still trying to beat that rap, though, right? They're looking at him for assault charges.
I don't think he's facing criminal charges. Actually,
he's not.
It's all yeah.
It's
civil, right? Civil suits.
It's all civil.
It's all money.
Well, now he needs a job to pay for it.
We'll see what happens. Actually, this what sucks. I think the Patriots are gonna have to pay him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, they're not gonna have to. Yeah, so I see.
Kraft ain't gonna write that check after him talking shit about it. I don't think so. Well, he might legally have to.
Well, yeah, we'll see what the contract says, right?
No, there's I don't see how it's even possible that they don't have to pay him. I don't
for the whole season or just the bonus?
No.
The bonus, right?
He signed. He signed. They gave him a $9 million signing bonus. Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't pay it that second. He got on the team. He went to practice. He played the first game. The lawsuit dropped. Okay. They didn't cut him. They practiced him all week, and then on like Friday, sent threatening texts. And because Kraft goes and gets handies and felt guilty about it, he decided to cut his ass to the bet when even Brady and Belichick didn't want to cut him. So they cut him. And so they could show that they didn't cut him for the lawsuit. They cut him just because they felt like cutting him. So like he's only his contract he's only owed for that one game he played. So he does make that money, which is probably $500,000 or some shit. So he gets that money because but like there's I you know, as much as I don't like the guy, like I'm sorry, dude. Like you give him a signing bonus and he signs, you can't just cut him and don't give him a signing bonus. It's a signing bonus. You know
no shit. That should be paid right up front anyway.
Yeah.
So
contract's a contract, but he also apparently there was a behavior clause, or I don't know how that works. And by him sending the threat, but I do. But I mean, if I tell you that, you know, if I sign you to a contract, I'm going to give you $10 million, and I tell you you need to, you know, obey laws and, you know, do this and that, and then you go out and you basically. Those text messages to that girl, would that be what, intimidation? What would be the right word for that?
I don't think they're not illegal, but they're just fucking embarrassing, right? You know what I mean? And
did he say something about a kid?
That's not even the girl that's suing him. That was the one that was in the article. She's like, I don't want anything from this guy. She's like, this is what he did. And she's like, he didn't pay me for my art, didn't pay me for any of my stuff, you know. And he's like, look at this broke
mom. Then she put a picture of her kids though.
Look at this. She obviously broke, needs to pay for these terrible kids. Why don't you look at her? And he's like 4-way texting her with his lawyers and his buddies. Just like I mean, it is. I mean, I don't think she was like scared, but it's a threatening bullshit thing to do. Like it's a reason for cutting him, but I think you just lose your contract. I don't know if supposedly you don't lose your signing bonus. I don't care. I hope he loses a signing bonus, dude. You can't be. He's a piece of shit. He's a bad dude, man. He just like
Dude, did you see the video?
He wants to sign the Raiders because for they didn't cut him for cause. Dude, he showed that he was cut and ran out the door laughing and screaming, saying he's free. I'm like, wait. Now you want to get paid for being
That's so fucked up, dude.
It's a fucked up dude, man.
You see how he almost killed that fucking baby throwing the furniture? Have you seen the video?
Oh God, no.
He misses that 2-year-old by no bullshit 2 feet by throwing that sofa off that balcony. It's the most literally. If it would have been my kid, Antonio Brown would have been dead because I was shot him. I couldn't have caught him, so I had to done something.
MJ almost did that.
Well, guys, you got anything else to talk about tonight?
I think Bone got optioned. If you got any Bone books, good time to sell. Grass Kings. Is that right, Shaun? Grass Kings, I think.
Yeah, Grass Kings got options today. So if you have those, there was a lot.
Does being an option mean anything like it used to?
No, it's just
no, dude. For sure, not.
Not like it used to, but I think it depends on the property. You know what I mean? Like,
let's talk about Monstrous for a little bit. What happened there?
Oh, I got 86.
A key collector put out an alert for Monstrous, and everyone. And then it turns out that wasn't the same Monstrous. Is that right?
Yeah. People were texting me saying that I can't.
It's a different Monstrous.
I can't say it, but yeah, it's not. That's not. It didn't get option. I'll just say that.
Well, that's the funny thing because all the copies are flying off eBay right when that happened. So,
hey, dude, in all honesty, because of that, my comic company, because of that, I found out this information a little bit earlier. Because of that, we had copies that we just didn't have listed, and we fucking threw them up yesterday. Like, why not? You know what I mean? If you're not ready when the option hits, you're screwed. You know what I mean? Same as like Trey said earlier today about having the cards up when a motherfucker heats up. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of times it's too late to buy them, flip them, unless you're gonna for comics, unless you're gonna grade them. You know what I mean? Is sometimes that fucking heat is died by the time that shit ships to you.
Have you ever hit something up and it blew up, and before you know it, you ended up selling it for a fraction of what you could have sold it a week later?
Yeah, like, dude, there's probably 400 to 4,000 books in my closet that have that title right now.
Yeah,
currently, like right fucking now, I can reach half of them if I took like 4 steps to my right. So, yeah, I forgot a lot of shit, but it's okay. That's okay. Life's still good, and you know what? That shit. It's just you get the option, then you get the news. If you get like a casting. Dude, if you get a good casting, be ready to rock, man. Like if you actually think that something that got optioned is going to get casted, have your shit up, mark the price up a little bit or whatever you're willing to make it at. And then, dude, if there's a casting, that book is going to sell that.
That's great for when you're selling. When you're buying, though, when have you guys ever bought a book, honestly, after hearing news like this and you were thankful you did it?
Thankful I did or didn't?
That you did it.
Yeah, like never.
Where you were really, honestly, where you made out by jumping on a spec or something.
I got a bunch.
A lot of times. I've done a lot of times. But able to find shit for $3 to $5 on fucking line real quick, and it doesn't drop under 20 or it doesn't drop under 50 or a lot of times. I've done well.
Before everything got so big speculation wise, like when you would hear stuff, like I remember how cool it was when Guardians of the Galaxy was when that got optioned, but no one knew anything about Guardians. I mean, there's the fucking old nerds that read about Guardians, but no one really fucking knew anything about Guardians of the Galaxy. So it was interesting watching people buying, Marvel graphic novels or all the different weird first appearances and stuff associated with that, with Drax being an Iron Man 55, etc. It was cool watching people buy those books. And then when Guardians of the Galaxy came out and was a huge hit, watching people cash in. Now, granted, those books didn't go crazy high. I mean, like I said, the Guardians of the Galaxy with the first appearance of the team, I guess that's kind of debated. That's a $250 to $300 book and a 9.8 still, which I think that's a highly underrated book.
I mean, if you spec'd on Iron Man 55 and bought in when it was a couple $100, you made out fat.
The first big book I ever bought was a double covered Iron Man 55 from the DoubleTree show in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I fucking remember that thing, dude.
Yep. This had been 6 years ago, Joe, maybe.
What'd you pay for it?
$125. I think I sold it for like $550. I thought I was king. I thought I was shitting in dog cotton, buddy.
That's why you shouldn't sell anything. Just keep it all.
If I had enough money to have just a house with just unlimited shit.
Yeah, I'd definitely run out of space.
Trey, you got space. You got plenty of space, man.
I got some space, but.
Oh, dude, I would. Yeah.
Put up that loft up there with that big old.
Yeah, up the stairs up there, dude. I'd have like.
The loft is currently under. It's got some stuff going on upstairs, so.
That's good. That's good. All I got, dude. I got this little room. I got shit you can't see this way. Shit you can't see that way. Shit you can't see that way. But it's not. It's just. It's not big. We do know where we're moving to next year, and I get a room about 40-something% bigger or something. And I'm fucking really excited about it. So, but anyway, it's still just good to have a room. I used to have a 40-year-old virgin apartment, but then I moved in with my wife and it got cut down to a room. But not everybody gets a room, man. So I'm still excited. I'm still happy I get it. I'm still happy I get a room, man.
You seem happy. Knowing you the way I do, being back, you seem happier.
I'm happier. I love my wife. I'm glad I get to live with her. So
that might be the sweetest thing I've ever heard you say. You need to hey babe, come here and listen to what I just said.
We'll rewind it for her.
No, she's outside. Her friend's over. She's outside. They're outside having wine, talking shit.
Complete opposite about you, Shaun.
I'm in here having wine, talking shit with my friends.
One last thing, Keith. I was looking at some national treasures and some things like that. Think about this. You can buy a Damian Lillard national treasure, 91/99, less than you can a Michael Porter. Think about that.
Oh yeah,
that's a good. Hey, and you know what though? I don't know, man. Dame kind of came whack at Shaq, dude.
Oh, he did. after him celebrate, I mean, you beat.
I love Oakland too. I love Oakland. But
you beat the Thunder in the first round of the playoffs last year. It's the first round. If it's
it was a good shot. It was a dope. See you later. It was a good shot. But
Great shot.
First round. You don't make posters and change the locker room to that image in the first round.
You got to get out of the second round at least.
You ain't Shaq Diesel, dude. I'm sorry, man.
No.
And don't be wrong. I've always been a Shaq fan, and I'm not a fucking Laker fan. No matter how long I lived down here. But Shaq before social media days and all that, he was known for being on Christmas, going down to the places in Los Angeles without lower income areas and such like that, bringing a fucking Toys R Us truck and handing the shit out to kids. You know what I mean? And this wasn't on TV. This wasn't social media. This wasn't like, hey, this wasn't his fucking tax write-off. That was him being like just a big, loving, good dude, man. I've never had a reason to feel disrespectful for Shaq, especially for that. And like he was the only guy with the Lakers winning I was ever happy for. Other than my grandfather. My grandfather passed long ago enough that I didn't have to root for him, but you know what I mean. I was down to see Grandpa happy, and I was okay with Shaq.
Damian Lillard was a hero when he busted Oklahoma City.
Dame's the man, dude.
I've ever seen. If he was a rookie and did that, his cards would have gone.
Oh my god. Dame, that is pretty funny that he's working with the Porter. Porter will never be the player Dame is, dude. Dame is big so either. Match. I don't know. I don't. That might be how you feel. Dame is the shit, dude.
Now, granted, I mean the easy money's a go, but I mean I've watched some preseason games of Michael Porter, so let's. I'm going to dial it back. But if he can stay healthy, he shoots like Steph Curry, and he's 6'10". That's the thing. He's a
Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, dude.
Wait, I don't know about that.
Look at his. Just watch.
I'm gonna have to watch some of this.
Just watch his jump shot. Watch his percentage. They talked about it. His high school percentage. All of his percentages.
He shoots over 40.
Yes, he's got a.
But does he do it the way Steph does? Steph does it with people in his face from 40 feet.
Steph's the greatest shooter there ever was.
Porter's not going to get a lot of burn this year, man. I'm sorry to say, he's going to be stuck on the bench, man. I mean, that team is deep, dude.
You mean Bow's not going to start?
Porter's not going to start this year.
No, that might be a good thing though. Let him get his fucking knee back. Like I said,
Well, his back. It's his back, dude. His back's all
did anybody get any? By the way, did anybody any of the tops updates that came out today?
No.
Baseball?
Yep. Top update.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Came out today. I don't know if anybody.
I looked at the checklist. It's not that good. They don't have any of the top rookies in there.
Oh, there's not.
No, they're saving Jordan Alvarez for next Series 1. Him and Bo Bichette. Well, the problem with Series 1 is it's so overprinted.
Always has.
So it just fucking kills the value because Aaron Judge is in Series 1 that one year. His card's not worth shit.
What do you think Alvarez is going to go for after this last few weeks?
I don't know. I bet I haven't been following, but I think his Bowman firsts are just out of the fucking world already.
I'm looking right now.
His Bowman first autos. Because that's the best card of Alvarez right now. Prospect card. No rookie cards yet.
There is a okay. Oh shit.
What's Soto doing?
There's an auto.
Home run in the postseason.
Shit, I might need to jump on one of these. He's only 22.
Dude, he's young, but the problem is he's only a DH right now, so.
Does he not have a very good glove?
I don't know. Well, he can't make it on the field for the Astros, right? They got too many good players, right? Yeah, they're pretty loaded right now. But the guy can hit, so that's the main thing, right?
If you can hit, they're gonna find a place for you in the major league.
Yeah. Dude, have you guys seen any of Zion in the preseason? The
dude
is unreal.
Him playing the center position totally. I didn't think he was going to be a good pro, and I've stated that. I mean, jury's still out. But watching him create the mismatches, the reason that, in my opinion, the Warriors were as good as they were, obviously Curry and Thompson, their shooting were incredible. But when they went small and put Draymond Green at the 5 and created all those mismatches, that is what I think the reason that Golden State was able to do what they have all these years. they're now with Memphis able to basically do the same thing with a freakazoid athlete.
You mean New Orleans?
Yeah, I'm sorry, New Orleans, and have basically Zion play that 5 position and put some shooters around him.
It's crazy. Surprised. I've never seen someone get downhill so quickly against and weave around people. The dude makes it to the basket every single time, dude. And he doesn't jump up. He's always jumping towards the basket, dude. He's unstoppable, man. It's crazy. No one wants to get in front of it. They can't fucking block it because he jumps higher than everybody else. And he's almost faster than everybody else too. It's crazy.
Well, we'll see too. This is also preseason.
Yeah, but they showed history that their points per game does not drop that much from preseason to the regular season, and shooting percentages, like maybe 1 point. Like they
try to humble that guy. They always do that with the rookies.
I don't think they're gonna be able to, man.
But we'll see. I hope not.
And he's only playing like 20-something minutes. Imagine when he starts playing 30 minutes. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I think it's for real. And his fucking those silver prism college jerseys are going for $100 already.
Yeah, those big jumpers, they have knee problems. I'm worried. Remember when Larry Johnson came out? He reminded me a lot of Larry Johnson without
that's a good
without the jump shot.
Well, Zion doesn't have a jump shot.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Without the jump shot.
Yeah, but
LJ had a jump
Larry
shot.
Johnson was real athletic. He was always around the basket. He was always jumping, going to the hoop, and you couldn't stop the guy. And then but he got up, so he jumped. Eventually, his back and his legs went out. It happens to all the big jumpers. I worry about people who got these 35, 40-inch vertical leaps because you start worrying about them. They go up and they come down hard. After a while, they end up with back problems.
Blake Griffin.
Yeah, Blake Griffin's the same way.
He fucking shattered his knee his fucking rookie year and sat out.
Big jumpers do that all the time.
Yeah, dude, that guy was fucking just manimal.
And then it's people who can't jump who last forever, like
Vince Carter. Vince
Carter. Who's the dude from Syracuse?
Me, dude. My knees are
good. Came out with LeBron. What's his name?
Carmelo. He's not even in the league anymore,
dude. Well, I'm saying he couldn't jump over a nickel, but he was in the league forever.
He's like Kaepernick. Like
he got Kaepernick. I mean?
He's like I got tape. I can score. They're like, nah, dude.
But you can't play in defense. That's the problem.
Over you, homie. We're ever.
He was one of those prolific scorers ever. You can't stop the guy.
No, I'm not hating on him.
One rookie of the year.
I liked him, man. He played in Denver and he played for my Knicks.
He can't play defense with the hell.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude, I wonder if someone will get desperate this year and be like, fuck it.
I doubt it.
I think he's injury, like someone can score. He can score, dude.
Yeah, but he's going to give up just as much.
For a shitty team, you can still tank, and you can give the fans something to watch because obviously he can't contribute to a team that wins.
No, not defensively.
Not since Syracuse.
But I think if Zion stays healthy, he's going to be great. But
dude, I don't know if he'd be great. You think he'd be better than Blake?
I think that
Blake's totally underrated, though.
No, Trey hates Oklahoma. It doesn't matter. So, like,
I think he'll be better than Blake.
I hope so.
Blake's got a 3 now. Blake's fucking.
Is Blake a Hall of Famer?
I mean, at this second, no.
Absolutely, he was
Hall of Famer. What did he do to become a Hall of Famer?
He had 22, 12, and fucking 5, and now he's getting 3.
For his career?
Look at the shirt. Look at his numbers. They're great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get some Hall of Fame votes. If he gets in, I don't know. He might. I think he does.
He's so far from done. He's like 8 years in, dude. He's not. He's not.
I think he'll get there.
He can't stay healthy for 82 in the playoffs. I watched it every year. Wow. Right. But finally, we were going to get that rematch because we're the last team to beat the Warriors in the playoffs for a while. Was the Clippers. And then all of a sudden they just became, Steph became Steph, Clay became Clay, and then fucking we're gonna get that fucking rematch. And we're like, all right, we go toe to toe.
You would have been slaughtered,
dude. But why? We beat them the year before. But Blake and Chris both go out, and clearly we're not gonna beat them without even one of them's out. We're done. Fucking you lose Blake and Chris. There's no reason to talk shit anymore. It's just over. You know what I mean? Like no offense if they would have lost.
No, I mean, Golden State stayed healthy, they would have won another one this year. I believe that. But Yeah, they would have. Give me a break, dude.
No way,
so
dude.
too. Especially with Durant. If Durant was healthy.
Best player in the NBA. He's a Clipper. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, but Durant didn't even play. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Dude, Durant healthy is better than Kawhi.
No shot.
I think so too.
Oh yeah. He just snapped his Achilles, dude.
I'm just saying, all day. If he's
Kawhi
healthy,
all day, dude. That's it.
if he's healthy, I would
I
take.
don't know. We got Kawhi. Paul George gave up one guy and some picks that we didn't even know what they were.
Some picks for the next decade.
Yeah, who cares about the 32nd pick in the first round when you win a championship every year? Doesn't matter.
You haven't won one yet, man. They've never won.
Hey, we didn't win the Western Conference Finals. I'm aware of that. This is the best chance they've ever had. I'm taking it, and I'm going to be happy about it. I
agree.
I agree. I don't give a fuck. There's never been. I've never had this much hope, and they won't even like Paul George. Just like
you guys had Darius Miles one time. You guys didn't win it.
Darius and Q.
Elton Brand, baby. Elton Brand.
Lamar Odom was on that team too.
Oh, I know, man. I know, dude. You see him in the club. Little blow. What's the big deal? It's not a big deal.
Yeah, the thing is, though, you don't know how long it's going to last because this new NBA, it feels like everybody just congregates for 2 or 3 seasons. They're breaking up.
Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are basically
exactly so. Contracts. That's the window right there, right?
Well, that's all sports.
But they also signed Patrick Beverly.
How many Derek Jeters are out there? No one's the same team anymore.
Yeah, there's so many so many variables. There's an absolute 2-year window for the Clippers right now, and they're able because of the the 2 megastars with the trade and the signing. Because of that, so it's 2. They both have like 3rd-year options. So like if things are going good, then it's a 3-year deal. If they're not,
you better win it because you leverage the bank against this. You better
the fucking Clippers leverage the bank and the next bank and the next bank.
Who cares, man? It's all about winning now.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
If you don't win,
they got a coup. Like honestly, Oklahoma City wasn't going to win with just Paul George and Westbrook. They had to
look at Toronto.
The Clippers won almost 50 games and fucking won the first round of the playoffs.
If you don't win, it's always hard to get people to go to the Clippers.
Added Paul George,
or like the Cleveland Browns at NFL. No one wants to play there. So if you don't win, you've screwed yourself for next.
I don't think that the whole thing is winning the championship. Look at Toronto. They basically rented. They rented Kawhi just to win that championship, man.
Yeah, and they
got lucky too. Everyone got injured.
Dude, I would have done the same fucking thing. If you would have given me one fucking championship for whatever the fuck, like if you're gonna tell me that what happened right now,
I agree. You gotta win it.
One fucking championship, and I get to laugh in the Lakers fans' fucking faces. If I get one championship out of this, fucking, I don't give a fuck. That's one more than I've had in fucking years.
You get one championship.
I don't give a fuck. I know it's with health. There's a damn good chance. Like you can't say the full team, everybody healthy, even Vegas. I mean, they're the odds-on favorites to win the championship. That's what it is. And the only reason that like occasionally some of the books fluctuate with the Lakers is because Laker fans are so fucking delusional that they can get those shitty odds from these dumbass Laker fans because they're absolutely fucking delusional.
Well,
I've been in LA for last 20 fucking years, dude.
You got 2 top 5 players that are very unselfish. That's why I think you have a shot.
Yeah, and all Kawhi wanted, we found out, was he needed a second star. He was like, I'm not going to go just me. Let's work this out. And Paul
George is quietly one of the best players in the league.
Plays defense. They're both from Southern Cal, right? They're quiet defenders. Play Southern Cal. There's nobody. Dude, Patrick Beverly over there. I mean, dude, it's gonna be an issue scoring if everybody's healthy, ready to play. And I don't think they're gonna sit. Kawhi's not gonna sit like 30 games or whatever he did like last year, but he's gonna sit like probably 15. And Paul George probably won't play for the first month. And who gives a fuck? What does it fucking matter, dude? That team with Shea.
All I'm saying, if you get bounced first round.
Oh no, I agree. No, I agree.
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
That's just.
You don't know.
I do.
I do know that's not gonna happen.
One first round without Kawhi and Paul George. Dude, the Clippers are deep, dude. They're 10. There's seriously gonna need 10 people in the rotation. They got Mo Harkless, for a starter from Portland, for literally just having enough draft capital to throw it into Miami trade. They got Mo Harkless for literally nothing. They got Zoo from the fucking Lakers last year because their management is shit for absolutely nothing. He's gonna start at center all fucking year. It's 100% ridiculous. None of it makes any sense. Like last year, I was like, "Oh shit, you're gonna blow it up, give up to bias." You know, everybody knows I was. My dog's named Blake. I was fucking mad when we tried.
I hope you win it.
Thank you.
That's all I'm saying. I hope you do. because I don't have any skin in the game at all. I hope you win.
If you don't win it, oh, trust me, dude. If it comes down somehow to Western Conference Finals, Lakers and Clippers, which it shouldn't because of probably the amount of wins the teams will have in the year.
I would want you to win.
If it comes down to that, like America's switching to the Clippers, dude. Nobody's fucking. Nobody's rooting for this communist Chinese commie fucking supporter. Fucking
think that fucking the Collectibles podcast stands with Hong Kong. Fuck China.
What? Wait. Wow, I don't know about that, but
fuck
okay.
LeBron.
We support freedom and the freedom of speech for Hong Kong, Keith.
Amen.
Freedom of speech. Amen. You know, just because the Lakers are all commies.
I guess three of us support it, and Keith's on the fence.
I'm on the fence.
Switzerland, Switzerland.
That's fair.
I support freedom of speech. Hey, made me a bigger Rockets fan, and I'm not a Rockets fan. So
I think we should possibly send. I think we should deport LeBron over to China and let him.
Hey,
let him make the Nike shoes.
You don't think Trump would fucking literally send him over on Air Force One? No, China, I got this. You want LeBron?
Has Trump commented on this yet? Because he's gonna. He was already trying to dig in Steve Kerr. So
that was the greatest thing I ever saw.
Him and Pops.
Why would you ever do this when they pay us all this money? Why would you care about people's rights? We're rich. Why would you do that? Oh yeah,
that's weird.
Oh, you've been rich since you were 12, LeBron. All right, cool. Anyway, so that's most my opinion. I'm sticking to it, and I think it's funnier when it's against the Lakers, because anything to make fun of the Lakers is kind of my MO. Because I take my shots where I get it. Because I've been living with these fucking Laker fans in Southern California for 30 fucking years. I moved to LA when I was 19, and it sucked being a fucking Clipper fan all this time. So it's fun because of camaraderie and the feuds and our little baby victories were great. You know, getting that ping pong ball for Blake Griffin, amazing. You know,
you'll be like a Cubs fan. You'll be like the Cubs fan. You'll finally win it after a million years. Everybody will be wearing Clippers jerseys, and it'll piss me off.
It'll be great. It'll be great. All the kids, it's fine. That's why all there's going to be Golden State Warriors are like, where do they play? Like those kids probably didn't even say Oakland. They got no idea. You know what I mean? And plus next year it's going to be San Francisco. So every team's leaving. The A's might even move to Vegas. So the mayor, the shit horrible, Libby Schaff, between her and Quan. You guys probably don't pay attention to a lot of Oakland sports politics. No. Between Mayor Quan and Mayor Schaff. Oh my gosh, they want to do anything to get these teams out of town and won't use any taxpayer money to do anything, and it's just completely ridiculous. And so they're losing next year. They're losing the Warriors. This year they're losing the Warriors. Next year they're losing the Raiders, and they just said that now the city's going to sue the Coliseum people, and then the Major League, and they're like, yeah, Major League Baseball said they just might move the A's to Vegas too. Then, and I'm like, hey, wait for these crooked fucking politicians to screw over the city and the fucking people and lose 3 sports teams in like 3 or 4 years. I mean, that's insane. And like Oakland, as much as I enjoy it there, being originally from Northern California area and going to a lot of Raider games, I'm going to 3 more this year. It's not losing 3 sports teams for a city like that. That's going to be a blow. That's gonna be a blow. That's gonna be shit. There's not, you know what I mean. It's not.
When does the NBA season kick off?
NBA next week.
Christmas Day games are like the end of preseason, and then literally after the Super Bowl we start watching.
Literally, when does it start though?
Oh, I don't know.
Next week, dude.
Because if you're into card collecting, you start watching day 1.
No, I know.
Starts at like Monday, dude.
Yeah,
Lakers Clippers.
I thought it was
Clippers. No, it's next week. The last preseason games are like this Friday or something.
Oh man, this is so great. I get to troll Lakers fans all year. It's gonna be amazing.
You guys got anything else?
No, we were done 20
minutes. Just my Clippers.
Guys, we will see y'all next week.
Whoever's still listening, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys.
Let us know about the group break too. So.
Oh,
yeah, we'll make group post. We'll figure that out. We'll post.
We got Daryl in here. We got Rob in here. We got people that drowned.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. See you later.